Check out all that traffic rolling into the big cities. I'm heading out to one of the lakes, hopefully to catch some nice fish. So sun isn't even close to coming up yet, and man, I've showed you guys this before, how heavy the traffic is coming in. It's just remarkable that at this hour, we're like at 5:30 in the morning, and it's just streaming in. All right, heading out to the big lake. We had some rain yesterday, so we'll see if that helps out the fishing a little bit. Listening to some Bass After Dark. Their question was, does water level impact fishing? They had some great panelists on. All right, I'll see you guys out at the big lake. Well, I thought it was an active nest, but not this year. Nothing. Check out all the spiders up here. All right, guys, we made it up to the big lake. Got to get some big bites today. Full moon fishing. So hopefully we do that. Got the Mags 6/8 Pinhook Fishing Club Edition. 12-pound braid, 12-pound fluoro leader. I'm throwing this Stay Pinned for my buddy Dan over at Great Lakes Finesse. So we're gonna try this little dude out. It's a little spin bait with that little extra hook on there. So I was practicing doing all the hook setting and unsetting just to make sure I've got that sorted out. And we're gonna run it through here. Water's a little stained because there were big, oh my gosh, you can cast this thing a country mile. Because there were some storms. We've had some rain, it's a bit cloudy, but we got fish jumping everywhere. So most fish have already spawned out. There may be some still hanging around to spawn. So I'm using Sunline, 12-pound braid to 12-pound fluoro leader, and I've got the Miravel, Shimano Miravel. I should be doing top water, but I've been having so much fun throwing all these different baits. I didn't get to throw most of the winter. Some of that stuff I throw year round, like jerk baits and things. So this one you could pretty much chuck and wind. Ooh, there we go. Dang it. Oh, it was a stick. Man, I thought I got whacked right there. Let me check the hook back here. All right, it's in place. So I've got this, sorry guys, I was scratching my head there. I've got this kind of like in a yellow perch color. They got a whole bunch of different colors. Check them out. I guess they'd been working on this for a few years. It's got a cool little chamber up on the mouth. On each side there's a hole to help kind of push water through. Let's see if you can see it in there. Oh yeah, check it out. It's pretty cool. All right, hey, if you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping by. Appreciate all the support. My name's Alan, and I'm usually making some kind of fishing video. I do some other videos too. I've been thinking about kind of, since baseball is here, going through my baseball cards. I hadn't done that in years, and then just kind of run the camera so you guys can kind of see. Ooh, do you see that little shad right there jump? Yeah, everything should be spawning now. We've had these full moon days. You can tell when shad are spawning because they flicker and bang against each other. And they just kind of, and they'll, they'll spawn on little sticks, rocks. The other thing is, guys, man, I'm a bit on the wounded side here because I had a little day surgery yesterday on my left foot, on one of my toes in there, to try to get some of the ligaments set. Oof. So it's all bandaged up, but I got my fishing boots on, and man, it is got some pain in there. I don't really do painkillers because they make me really nauseated, so I just take a bunch of Tylenol. Alright guys, nothing on the stay pinned. I'm throwing the Flash Mob Junior. It's an A-rig. Got these stinking gnats all over, these little mosquitoes. Usually I don't have to deal with that until I'm up in Iowa. I do pretty decent on the Flash Mob Junior. It's fun to fish. There you can see it right there. I got some big joshies on there. Just working the shoreline here. Started down there, came over here. Throwing this thing out deep, right out there. It's like 15 feet of water. Because the shad are just going bananas in here. Spawning. So I'm just crank, and then I kill it. Crank, kill it. Sometimes I'll give it a quick twitch. So you can catch big largemouth in here. There's drum, gar, hybrid bass, and white bass. There's a nice little, kind of curves out like this and then it drops off. That's where I was catching a ton of topwater back in the August and September. Running through here, the water was way up. So I'm running this along the seams that are here. If you never throw one of these, it's a fun bait to throw. So Yum's got a whole bunch of them out there. This is called the Flash Mob Junior. They've got different types of them. I prefer this one. I'm throwing this on a spinning setup, which I probably should be on the bait caster, but the bait caster's rigged up with something else. Anyway, I don't do anything conventional anyway. Yeah, nothing on the stay pinned. I'll try that a little bit later again. There it is, right there. Oh, you know what? Those aren't the big joshies. Those are those Scarboroughs. Check it out. I put eyes on them. One's missing an eye. Two are missing an eye. Three are missing an eye. I put the eyes on there, and to me it makes a difference. As Travis Manson famously said, everything down there's got eyes. It's easy to do. I use that Mend It. First I'll put a little bit of super glue on there. Stick the eye on. It already has a little bit of stickiness to it. And then I'll put the Mend It over the eye and around the sides. But that thing, this is losing the eyes because it's been hammered a few times. Water temperature is 63 degrees. Air temperature is 74. Check out that gar, guys. See him right there? It's a decent size. They're getting ready to spawn too. He's looking for minnows. They're like a submarine. They just creep up and then they creep down. He's definitely looking at me. I've got the Berkley chop block on. He's cruising around for these little shad that are flickering. Should I move and see what he does? Nothing. He just looked at me. I don't want him to get this. Look at that. He sinks and he just disappears into nothing. Oh, there he is. He's just cruising around looking for a meal. Boy, I've had him hit and hit and hit on a whopper plopper 4 times coming through. And boy, you can really get them fired up. Yeah, I don't want him to hit this Berkley chop block. Because he could very easily destroy that thing. Steel trap jaws. So this looks just like the crappie in here. There's white crappie in here, but when they get into their spawning colors, they kind of look like that. A little bit darker. I've caught some enormous gar in here before. I think I've got it on film too. You may have to go back and check and see. So sometimes with the chop block, I just let it sit on the bottom in case I'm going to come down and look at it. And then I just drag it a little. Then I'll give it some twitches. Nothing on the Flash Mob Junior. That thing looks pretty cool. It's got a nice chop to it, but you can also just cruising along. So I've got this one on the TP2 rod series with the Lew's Custom Max and the Lew's TP2 rod series is one of my favorite ones. Got the custom grips on this to match my PFC colors. They're getting a little dirty. So I try to rotate through the different bait casters. I enjoy fishing all of them. Since I'm on foot on the bank, I usually bring 4 rods. The Icon, the jig one bank caster, a Carolina rig. Carolina rig I do on spinning. I could set that up on a bait caster though, but it's already been rigged. And then I've got just my regular spinning setup. Yeah, there's some small crappie in here that would easily be inhaled by these big bass. Ooh, I felt something there. Maybe that little gar poking it. Man, this is a great lure right here. All right, boys, we're hooked up on a jig. There we go. That's a good fish right there. Come on. This one's on the Lethal Weapon 2. That's a nice fish right there. That's a big trophy hog. Ooh. There we go, check that out. Man, that's a dandy of a fish. All right, guys, check it out right there. That's a beast. That's a big fish right there. Oop. Let's get it back in the water. It looked like a scale came off. There you go. For the release. Here's the scale right here. I'm gonna keep that. Maybe you can get some idea on the fish from the people here in Texas. All right, there she goes. Let me show you what I caught it on. There it is right there, guys. A Lethal Weapon 2 jig. Little swim jig with a Kalen's lunker grub on the back. Boy, that lunker grub got just wrecked. But see how I keep the weed guard just real thin, barely there. Thin out the skirt. Oh yeah, this thing just got hammered. So that's what I was pitching, just bouncing it along. It was a beast on the catch board. That thing was 20 and a half inches. Thing was just a thick fish. All right, let's keep fishing. All right, there we go. I got it straightened out. Man, that thing hit like 2 feet out. That was a nice little catch right there. So I'm just working the bank as usual. This is my bass highway. Just pitch it. You don't have to do much. Just slowly reel it in and then kill it. Slowly reel it in and then kill it. Slowly reel it in and kill it. So I swim all the jigs. I made a video on that if you want to check that out, how I fish them. Kalen's lunker grub. I hate putting some of this stuff on camera because it's some of my best sneaky stuff, you know. Look at that Kalen's lunker grub. Got this on the St. Croix Icon. It's got that nice tip on it. Check this out. Perfect for pitching jigs. Now with these swim jigs, you can still pitch them and flip them and kill them. Let them sit there, drag them, but I just swim it along. There's a little bit of grass down here, a lot of sand, bottom. I don't know. I've just, even big football head jigs, I just have been swimming them all. My catch ratio went through the roof. Once I thinned the weed guard out and thinned the skirt out and started swimming everything, never looked back. It's fun to fish, guys. Just get a pack of jigs. Start with the swim jigs. Practice with those. I've got this on 20-pound braid, 20-pound fluoro. A lot of guys do just straight braid, which I sometimes do, and just go have fun. All right, guys. I like throwing different colored swim jigs. Any jig. The croc colors, black and blue. I've caught a ton on. Caught a ton of pike on black and blue. White, off-white colors, and anything with purple, like this one. Black, it has kind of like some flash in there of like a, not a deep purple, but like a shiny purple. And of course it's got the eyes on there. There you can see that purple that's in there. Maybe it's more of a pinkish purple. Look at that jig head. As Travis Manson famously said, everything down there's got eyes. You got to get eyes on everything. Like when I was throwing the A-rig, those little Scottsboro swimmers have got eyes on them. I think those are Scottsboro swimmers. I rigged that up last year It still works fine. But anyway, strap on a jig, watch a ton of videos. There's different styles. You'll have to develop your own style. Mine, I just swim them all. Yeah, there's times like see now, I'll let it sit, twitch it a little, and then I'll start cranking again. Especially like if you get over some grass or some rock and you get to like a little light spot or a rough patch, just kill it right in there. A lot of times when I hit something, once I pull it free, I just kill it. And a lot of times I'll have a fish on there. That's what happened with that one. Happened so fast, real close to the bank there, that I had to watch my footing too because of the crazy mud. I don't know how the footage is going to come out, but I'm always looking for lures and stuff. What is this? Check that out. It's a little hook, little jig head, busted up. Sometimes I'll alternate the jigs to find the one that's working for me. Same thing with the MEPS weedless setup. Man, I'll just start changing colors and minnows. Look at this mud, it's just a mess down here. So when I got that fish, I had to be careful that I didn't slip and all that crazy stuff. So I'm gonna pitch it out there, I'm gonna let it drop, and I'm gonna walk down here, kind of like long lining. Another one of my little sneaky techniques. I don't know if it's sneaky because a lot of people do it, but look at this, beaver's been gnawing on this. All right. Yes, I love the it's either going to be the Kalins, a Berkley Power stinger for a trailer, a Yum Money minnow. Sometimes I'll even throw a Bronco bug or a Flippin' Delight, as big as those are. On the back of it, a spine craw, Yum craw chunk from Linker City, the karate craw, and an exo stick biospawn, a little straight piece on there, a little general. They have all worked for me. Yeah, this water's getting really dingy here because of how the wind is, so I picked this color. So far it's been pretty good. I got a white one on deck too. Looks like a little shad, and the shad have been flickering around all over the place here. Supposed to get big storms. Maybe that's the deal here. They know something's up. Alright guys, so I'm working this outside edge of this dam here, throwing the MEPS long cast with the Megabass Spark Shad weedless setup. Just working it through here, and there's some big rollers coming in even where I'm standing. Hopefully we can get something to crash on this. Look at that thing. Perfect. I need to get around this bush, but if I start walking through there, I tried it, that water comes up almost over my boots. It's a cool place to fish right here. Little iffy. There's a catfish right there that washed up. Ooh. Dang, I thought I had one come up and try to get it right as I was pulling it out of the water. Keep seeing big gar jump, so I'm working it along where I see them jump, and maybe there's bass near, because where the gar are doing that, this usually means that there's shad hanging around. But I'm surprised I hadn't got it whacked in and around these rocks, especially with this color. In years past or times past, I walked up another 15 yards, but man, with this being so sketchy, sometimes the water's coming right over my boots, so, or close to it, but you know, the residual splash is getting in, so I'm just kind of hanging here. It's good enough. I can get the cast out past the end of the rocks there and then bring it through. With the water clarity being so chopped up, this thing with that blade spinning, and then this high-o color, whatever they call this one from Mega Bass. Just a quick flick of the wrist. Oh, perfect. And I'm surprised as soon as it hits the water, it hadn't been just clocked. Yeah, that looks good in the water. Whew. All right, boys, we're hooked up on the Money Badger. Let's see what we got here. There we go. Ooh, it's a little white bass right there. Easy. It's been a while since I caught one of these dudes. Like October? There we go. All right, there he is right there. Not a very big fish, but it's still a good one to catch for the release. All right, I'll show you what I'm using here. This little dude right here. Check that out with that blue on top. That orange. Man. This little dude bangs around down there and it catches fish. Picks them up. They're from Berkley. Great lure to use. So I just bomb it out there and then let it do its thing. Once I feel it banging around, I kill it. And that's what happened on that one. As soon as I killed it, I got whacked. If those dudes are back, I may have to bring out my little crappie rod. Have fun catching a bunch of them. So you can see that it shows up in that murky water really well. When it bangs around, sends up that little puff. Yeah, so I moved over into this little pocket here. The rocks I fished are way the heck down there. And I've had some luck here. This is where that drain came out. All that flooding water, and I was catching a bunch of fish in here. But it's all changed now. It's not like that anymore. I'm standing right where it was all cut out and it was all chaotic. The hole is right in front of me. I've been working that. So that fish I caught on the edge of the hole. Are these leaves and junk in here? Look, it looks like a nice little beach, doesn't it? Man, I've seen some big carp get in here real close and some catfish. Whew. But see, I try to throw near any kind of piece of little wood or a stick or something poking up, because you never know, because if the fish is on a bed and he's bedded up near something like that, you can get a nice bed fish. That's one thing I was reading about it, how people kind of don't like how those hooks can catch. The Fusion 19s, it only happens to me one out of probably out of 90, 100 casts. I don't have it happen too much. But see, like, you got all kinds of junk like this down there, logs and crap everywhere. So this guy ricochets around. Attracts a lot of attention, or if there's a fish bedding up against something like that. So I threw the jig around for quite a bit, nothing doing. Switched over to this guy. Always looking for lures. Do you see any? Leaves. I thought that was a blade. They're around. You see them wash out from time to time. All right, guys, it's starting to rain. I've been pitching this jig around. It's getting pretty light. I've been out here for hours and hours. All right, boys, we're hooked up. Look at this right here on the jig, on the swim jig. There we go. Man, that's a good fish right there. Oh, come on, come on, come on, come on. I gotta get him on the catch board. Check that out, right there. Boy, and he's hooked good too. This is one of these jigs from Booyah. If I can get this thing out of here. There we go. Check that out. All right, let's get him up on the catch board and see what he weighs. 16 inches, so he's not going to work for our competition. All right, guys, so he was 16 on the catch board. Let's take a look at him. There he is right there. Not a bad fish. All right, there you go, buddy. Off he goes. Boy, this mud, it sprinkled a little bit, then it stopped. There we go. That was it. Just dancing it along. Look at that, thin strands. Barely any weed guard. I got an orange Sharpie and Sharpied up the tail there to match the head. And it's one of these Booyah swim jigs. Go pick them up. See, I like that. Not much skirt. Look at that tail. I was just dancing it along down there, and bang, he hit in no more than 3 feet of water. I mean, it was just perfect. Just pitching it out there. So I'll swim it, then I just kill it a little bit, hop it, and then I just go back to swimming it. A lot of times if you just stop it and then start it, bang, they think it's trying to get away from them. And that's what happened to that guy. just right in there. Boom, just a couple feet out. Look how good that looks in this cloudy water. It's got a little bit of chartreuse down there. The orange has turned to red, but oh well. Yeah, it looks like we're gonna get some more rain coming in here pretty soon. But yeah, I got him up on the catch board. He felt like a bigger fish than he was. 16's not bad. 20 is what I'm shooting for to submit into the anything over 20. Look at that. It's good stuff. All right, guys, I'm gonna throw this little wreck shad here in trout color. If I can get down to the beach here. We'll see if we can get one in. I'm gonna run it. Somebody threw the down tree limb right in there. I guess it's all right. Crappie will get around it. When this thing, the water is 75% full, so if we ever get a decent rain, that'll fill up and that thing will be underwater. Man, I thought I had a bite right there. Sheesh. All right, let's run this shoreline. I've caught a ton of fish running this stretch here. I love throwing this little wreck shad. Has a slow rise. Some of them, if I put a little bit more clear coat on there, they'll just hover and suspend. All right, guys, so I got snagged on the jig and I got snagged on the wreck shad. So I'm gonna throw this hybrid hunter. This thing, the lip got sheared off, so I had to fix it. Uh-oh, rats. And it was a good thing I checked just now because it's about to come off. See right here? Look at that. Dang. Let me see what happens if I throw it without the lip. The lip snapped on one of those mega strikes. And so I filed it down and put this one on there. And it was working pretty good. I guess you can swim this without a lip. It's swimming. It comes up. Oh yeah, check it out. You can swim it without the lip. Oh, interesting. Doesn't get down there at all. I don't know. I'll work on the lip and try to get it back in there. I'm surprised that it was coming off. I had that thing on there so glued up. I even had some clear epoxy on there to hold it, or some then I put a clear coat over it. Look at that. Huh. Oh well. It's starting to sprinkle, so it may be time to hit the road. So I think I'm gonna wrap it up and go get something to eat. Man, some Panda Express sounds really good right about now. Anyway, thanks for hanging out with me today, guys. Until next time, I will see you then. Bye-bye. There you go, guys. Take a look. Right in front of me, a Lamborghini. You gotta love the Dallas Metroplex. So I have no clue what kind of Lamborghini that is, but he just squeezed right in front of me. So right here, if you know anything about Dallas, there's Highway 75, or what they call Central Expressway. Takes you up to Oklahoma and then brings you all the way down into downtown Dallas. So, and I'm on 380, which is the other big road. Used to be nothing out here on 380. Now we're all built up and around on us. But there you go, a Lamborghini right there. All right, till next time, guys, I'll see you then. Enjoy this bonus footage. Now get out there and get your lures wet.